what's up, ghosts? Rewind. Take it back.
Put it in reverse,
Terry. What's up, Ghoul Scouts?
Sup?
Sup? I'm Ashley.
I'm Denisha.
This is the Afterlife Hotline. So today we are going to have just a little snippet of an episode. More will be to come in a YouTube video. YouTube video. But we wanted to talk to you guys today about a little investigation that we just recently went and did.
Yeah, we went to wow. Yeah. We went to Reed's Bridge Heritage Park, otherwise known as the Battle of the Bayou Meadow.
The Battle of Bayou Meadow.
That. Which, if you're unfamiliar, we are Arkansans, and this is a place in central Arkansas, Jacksonville, Arkansas to be specific, along the Bayou Meadow River. And this battle happened on August 27th, 1863. So during the American Civil War, Union forces left Helena, Arkansas to move against the Confederate-held state capital of Little Rock. Part of the Union command under Brigadier General John W. Davison, that is a long name, defeated Confederate cavalry commanded by Brigadier General John S. Marmaduke on August 25th in the Battle of Brownsville. After the action at Brownsville, the Confederates fell back to Bayou Meadow. Union attacks on the 27th succeeded in pushing Marmaduke's men back across the bayou, but they were unable to break the Confederate line. Davison then withdrew back to Brownsville after fighting. The Union advance resumed on September 6th, and Little Rock surrendered on September 10th after the Battle of Bayou Forche? I think, yeah. Tensions exacerbated during the action at Bayou Meadow contributed to Marmaduke-Walker duel, during which a Confederate general was
You were doing good.
during which a Confederate general was killed. In 2002, part of the battlefield was listed under the National Registry of Historic Places as the Bayou Meadow Battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know if any of this...
Sorry. I think this is just about like the background.
Oh, it's also registered as part of the Trail of Tears, which is... we found that very interesting. I didn't know that until we were there. And
I
were
didn't
looking
either.
up information on it. But yeah, it's a very, very cool place. And throughout this, we'll be putting up a little bit of footage. All the actual footage will be compiled into a YouTube video, and that will be on the YouTube channel, whether you guys are listening or watching us on Spotify or YouTube. This is just a brief recap of the place that we went to and a little bit of history on it and what we experienced. But everything, all of the footage and everything will be in its own YouTube video.
And this little bit that I'm going to say, or do you want to say this?
Sure. I'll say it.
Okay. So this is just basically what the site includes.
Okay. So the site where we went, it includes an 1860 era replica homestead, a walking trail with a narrative historical markers highlighting the 1863 Little Rock Campaign Civil War battle as Union soldiers tried to punch their way south while rebel troops tried to protect the capital. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, an official Trail of Tears site, and also special events held throughout the year. Excuse me.
There are also special events
held there throughout the year. And you can make reservations made through the Jacksonville Military Museum. And it's pretty interesting because I guess during certain times of the year they'll do
like reenactments.
Yeah, reenactments and stuff. And I mean, the place itself is really well kept. There's lots of markers out there that give you all the different history of everything. And I believe where we went, they probably hold reenactments there as well. The homestead was really, really cool. There was a unattached kitchen, which I didn't know that was a thing, but it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because, I mean, you're cooking, and they don't have, obviously, like, air
AC.
conditioning or, whatever back then. And so they did everything in the unattached kitchen, cook, whatever. That gets heated up, so that way it's not heating up the house, making it too hot, whatever. But as for stuff that we experienced, I wouldn't say that the place was really all too active.
I feel like
not during the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like had we gone more like at night, but
Like
especially
evening,
since this was the
nighttime.
first time that we had been out there. And I had been there before as a teenager, but we wanted to kind of scout out the area.
Yeah. And it's definitely an area I would like to go back to again. The place technically closes at 5, but it seems to still kind of stay open. There wasn't any gates closed or anything, not saying that we could go in there afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't see any signage also that gave hours. So I imagine as long as you're not there like in the middle of the night doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, as long as you're respectful of the lands, then
yeah, for sure. The area was pretty cool. It is kind of off of a main road out that way. So unfortunately in the YouTube video, you might hear a lot of cars passing by. However, the spots are kind of spread out. So where we first started was actually on the other side of the road, and then we made our way back to the homestead area, which that's where we filmed majority of our stuff, and that's where we really got any
interaction.
activity.
Yeah.
We what all
We did the EMF readers. She had a spirit talker on her phone. Well, she had two, but they liked one over the other one.
Yeah, they seem to prefer one of them over the other. The other one was probably a little bit harder for them to
we tried cat balls, but they didn't seem to be very interested in those.
And there's no telling, they could have gone off, but
it
to
was
be
also
honest,
daytime.
we weren't watching them constantly, and also it was daytime, so if one went off, we probably didn't even see it go off, to be honest.
True. Trying to think of what else.
The EMF reader was going off quite a bit.
Quite a lot, yeah. That one I feel like was the biggest success for us. We tried to do, what was it, the spirit box?
Yeah, we tried to do the spirit box. We had a few come through that it was pretty much just kind of like, hey, hi, like just brief little things. It didn't really give us like a lot of information or anything other than just like a introduction,
a greeting,
like a hi, hello, and it seemed to be mainly women's voices.
Well, and we seem to get women's voices or women's names on the spirit talker as well, because I remember Nora,
Marie,
Hazel, Marie.
There was quite a few of them. But yeah, we have footage of the EMF reader and how it will react whenever we were speaking with, I believe the main one we were speaking with was Marie, I tried to do research and I could not find anything about that. And to be honest, the places that we were at, come to find out, they were rebuilt. Like it wasn't the actual, but it's still the grounds of where all of this happened. So I have no idea about the women. I couldn't find anything about the women. And to be completely honest, there's really not much information about it online. Could have been wives, could have been family members of those that were in the battle. I don't know. But yeah, it was mainly women that we spoke with, it seems like, and they really liked the Spirit Talker app, and we all put in that footage in the YouTube video as well, and they really liked the EMF reader. We had really good luck with the EMF reader.
There was also an instance where Ashley had walked away going into a different direction, and I had set up my camera and I was filming on my phone, and she had her phone set down on a backpack because she was walking away and it had the Spirit Talker on. And I walk away from the Spirit Talker and all of our stuff, and all of a sudden I hear it go off. So I come back and I caught it on my phone, and it had said, "She will harm you." And then I walk away again, and I go back to the way I was going, and I hear it again right when I get back to the same spot that I had gotten to before. And I come back and it gave me a name. And then after that, I walked away again.
Wasn't that name Hazel?
Yeah. But then it never gave me anything else after that. But I thought it was so weird because I walked away and got to the exact same point that I had walked the first time. And
it's like it was just waiting for you to walk away to say something and come back.
And I did have some experiences whenever I was in high school. However, at that point in time, it wasn't a joke to me, but the people we were with didn't take it super seriously. And so we definitely did not get a positive interaction. And I don't want to deter people from going and appreciating these places. It scared the people I was with. But also they were kind of not being polite. So I'm not surprised.
You kind of get the same, you're going to receive the same energy back as what you put into it. Like, that's why they say don't taunt the things, because then you're going to not have the greatest of experience. You want to be, treated with respect.
But I thought it was I really liked being there. I felt like it was a really peaceful place. Like you said, it was really well kept up. I'd be interested to see a reenactment there.
Yeah. And I believe there's more areas to it than what we went to.
Yeah, it's a whole, that's just one specific spot.
Like there was a spot we saw on the way in. There was a spot that we saw on the way in, and we didn't stop by that. It was just kind of on like a little corner lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we probably could have stopped and looked at the things, but like the little placards, but there wasn't really much there other than like, I think a cannon.
I think it had a cannon thing, yeah.
And then there's a walking trail that's over there that I would feel would be good to walk through.
So when I was looking at, when I was looking at pictures, because I forget what I was looking for a picture for. Oh, for the announcement photo. This had to have been further in on the walking trail.
I've seen that photo. Yeah, so there's a walking trail, and obviously you guys will see a little clip of it and stuff. But during the summer months, spring and summer months here in Arkansas, it's definitely not the time unless there is a trail that is marked and well kept to be going out, because there's bees, snakes, ticks, all that kinds of fun stuff. And we were not in proper shoes. Also, we did not know that it was going to be overgrown like that.
No.
It actually had looked like that area had flooded at one point, because a lot of it is kind of around that little creek or river that's going through there.
Down by the bayou.
Yeah, essentially. But I do feel during the, it's somewhere I want to go back during the fall time, probably in evening time, so we can see stuff during the day again and then be there at night.
Yeah.
So that way we can go and walk the trail and possibly get some different interactions with things there. All that to say, I feel like it was a very good first official investigation.
Yeah. It was a good way to dip our toes in, for sure.
Yeah, technically our second. We did a first one, which was up in Maine, but we don't really have any footage of that one. But this one was our first as the Afterlife Hotline.
And the first with more than just our phones.
Yes, we actually had proper ghost hunting equipment this time.
Courtesy of Ashley.
I was so excited. I was like, cart. But it was a lot of fun. And we definitely are wanting to go and explore more places.
We are also already kind of planning.
Yeah. Do we want to give a little?
I don't know.
I mean, we can. They'll probably forget about it by then. Should we?
I don't know. We might be doing a little something when we go to Maine in September.
And it might or might not be a paranormally expo of some of the sort,
and it might or not have,
an infamous
doll
of sorts that we're gonna see.
Even though I still don't agree that they should be torn with the damn thing, but if I got a chance to see it, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Who knows? That might be season 3 by the time that we're there, though.
Honestly, that's in September. It'll be close to spooky season, so it'll be perfect.
Oh, that's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, and the weather there will be really great. And then hopefully, since we'll be up there for a few days, we can possibly get some footage of us in Salem.
I'd like to also go back to the cemetery.
Yeah, the cemetery that's there. It's a beautiful cemetery. We love the area up there. And maybe find some other spooky places to go check out while we're there. I'm excited. Get ready for all of the footage, because now that she's invested in some really good, also, if y'all haven't noticed, the quality has changed.
We're in 3K, baby. It would be 4K, but it's acting as a webcam and not an actual camera.
It is still better than 1080, baby.
We're coming at you live and in color.
She's done some investments, and let me tell you, that shit about to be worked. So y'all get ready.
We gonna get our money's worth.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm sure we're annoying them now.
Also, tune in this Friday for another special episode of maybe a Friday the 13th episode. All right. On that note, okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.